Hello guys, welcome back once again. So in this part we are gonna start our first Flutter project. So here you can see a complete Flutter application. So this is what we are going to develop at the end of this section. Here you can see the menu bar, the some food item and the team member, and in here you can also scroll it horizontally and our latest post. So we are going to build similar type of website. This website is also developed in Flutter. Okay, so for doing this you need to use the VS Code. Okay, you just need to set up the Flutter Web Development. Okay, so first of all we need to create a new project. So for creating a new project I need to write here Ctrl Shift and P, then you will see the new Flutter project option. Okay, so new web project, so click here, and in here we need to write our project name, and we can say this, and in here we need to write our project name actually, so you can say UD web project. Okay, now we need to enter here, and if I enter here and see, this is our project. So this one is our project that I just created, and it will take few minutes. So if I go to this leaf and main folder, and in here you will be able to see the auto generate code that you are used to see when you created a Flutter mobile application. Okay, so now the different thing is that now if we run this file, then it will run in a browser. Okay, and our previous Flutter application was running in a emulator. So this is the main difference. So it will take few time to complete this Dart extension and pub get running. I think now it's ready to go. So here you will see some HTML code, that is the header file, and basically we need to work inside this main file and under this leaf file. So for running this project you need to go in here, that is the debug console, the run option. So hit this run button. If I hit this run button, I will be able to see some like this Flutter demo homepage, app bar title and something like this. Let's see what we can see. Okay, all right, here you can see the browser is running here, and wait a minute, we will be able to see our application. So it is still slow, maybe they will update it. It takes few time to run this properly. Okay, let's do one thing. We can stop it and then we can rerun it. So hit this run button. Hopefully this time it will work. So here we can see our application. Okay, so that is the empty application that is provided by Flutter. Okay, so now you can see our application in a browser. So now I'm gonna remove all of this auto generate code because I always like to work from scratch. Okay, so that you can also understand from basic to advanced. Okay, so I will select Ctrl All and I will remove it, and I need to import here material dart. I can say this import material dart, and we need to, guys, one thing I would like to ensure you that the same code that we used to write for our Flutter mobile application, we need to write here same code. So just some different things, so let me explain it. So we need to write it void main, and we need to add our run app here. So run app is going to be new material app, all right. So not builder, actually we need to add here our home file. That means which file we want to run when we will hit the run button. We need to add this home keyword here, and okay, now we need to, right now we don't have any other file. So for doing this we got an error. So for doing this I need to create a new file. So inside this leaf folder I'm gonna create a new file, and this file is going to be I can say new file, and I'm gonna say home page dot. Okay, now enter. So here is our new file. Now in here, so I also need to import this material dot, and in here I would like to import this stateful widget. See this stateful widget, and it will give us this thing. So stateful widget, and I'm gonna say the class name is home, and if I type here home, then you will see this, it will update for all of this home page. Okay, so now go back to this main file, and in here I need to add this home page for connect our this home class that is gonna run when we will hit the run button, and in here we will write all of our code that we want to design. Okay, so now so in here now we can access our home class. So you can say new home. Okay, now we are ready to go. So now go back to this home page, and we need to remove here this container, and we need to add here a scaffold widget. Scaffold is a widget that gives us the all of the design option. Okay, so scaffold, and inside this scaffold we need to write all of this code. So first thing first, we need to add our tab bar or menu bar. Okay, so first of all I need to add a body tag. So body is going to be new list view. Okay, I am adding here list view just because of we need to add the scroll option. So once you will select the list, then it will automatically work for your scroll view. That means you will be able to scroll the data. Okay, so in here we need to add our menu bar. So as you can see in the picture, first of all we need to add this menu bar. Okay, this menu bar, then this item, then our team, and this item. Okay, so for doing this, here in here you can see this is our body, because all of the coded are inside this body. Okay, and I am using here this list view, and for if we use this list view we must need to use this children of widget. And why I am using the list view? So that we can scroll it vertically. Okay, so list view is a widget or property that give us the opportunity to do a scroll without implement any other scroll direction property. Okay, so that's why I am using it. That means all the body part are inside the list view, then we will divide it into one by one part. So say this one is going to be our first container, this one is second container, and this one is our third container. Okay, so this way we will work. So first of all we need to work on this project, on this file. Okay, so for doing this, in here I need to add first container. Okay, so I can comment out here, simply you can say first container, and this first container is going to be a new container. I can say new container, so new container. Okay, and inside this container, first of all I would like to add the margin is going to be as inset all, and I can say as inset all 10.0. now we need to define the height of our menu bar, that is this height. Okay, this height. So I can say height is going to be, let's say 80.0. okay, and width will be and width we can say this media query dot of dot size dot width, so that we can get the whole width, like the whole size, this size. Okay, and now we need to define the color of this container. So I can say the color, and color is going to be, we can choose the same color actually. So choose the color is going to be this colors dot indigo color. Okay, now, and as I said that this home page is connected with our main home page, see the classes we called here. Now we can run our application. So go to this debug part option, and in here hit the run button. Hopefully we'll be able to see our application and our first menu bar. So here is our web browser. Okay, and in here it will show our See, now we need to wait because it's very slow. So let's see if we got any error. Here we go. You can see the menu bar background color. See the menu background. I think the height is quite big. So for this, I would like to decrease the height. So instead of 80, I think 50 will be good. Now if I save this, so as I said that right now Flutter don't support the hot reload, so what we need to do, we need to we need to save it, then it will run. Then in here we also need to refresh the URL so that we can see the output. Okay, see, now we can see this. I think 50 is very less, so go for 70. Okay, so we are ready to go. Now in here we need to add a row because we need to add all of this data in a row. This is our menu bar item called home, login, registration block, and new post, whatever you want to add. So for doing this, first of all, in here we need to add a child, and child is going to be new row. Okay, and inside this row we need to add a children of widget. Remember that whenever you will add row, column, stack, and list view, we must need to implement this children of widget, because this children of widget is implemented inside this row. If you don't add it, it will give you the error. Okay, so as of now, I think today we are done, and in our next part we will add our menu bar and all the functionality. So I think that's it for this part. We'll continue it from our next part. Hello guys, welcome back once again. So in our previous part, we created our project and we added this menu bar background color. And in this part, we are gonna start to adding the menu bar item. Okay, so for doing this, in our previous part, inside our container, we created this row. And inside this row, now we need to add our data item. So this each and every item is another row data. Okay, so I would like to create what I can say new container. Okay, and inside this container I will add a child. First add a padding so that we can get the space. So padding is going to be as inside all, I can say 7.0, and add a child, and the child is going to be new text, and I can say this home. Okay, now if I do save and if I do here hot reload, then here we can see the home text. Okay, but we need to change the font size and the color as well. So in here we need to add the style keyword for adding the text size and font size. So style is going to be, I can say, text style, and inside this text style, first of all need to add the font size. I can say font size 20.0 and change the font color. Color is going to be colors. So color is going to be colors dot white color. Okay, so now save and go here and refresh this. Hopefully we'll be able to see the larger size. But the thing is that our home is in the left side, but I think it will be better if we can add this menu bar inside this inside at the center or the right. So how can I do this? So as we are working in a row, so row has a property called cross axis alignment is going to be cross axis alignment dot center. If we select after this row cross axis alignment dot center, and if we run it, then we will see the data will start in the middle, in the center. Actually it's not the cross because we are working in the main part, so we might need to select here main axis alignment. Okay, so in here as well as we also need to change the main axis alignment or center. Okay, all right. See, our home is in the center. Now add few more items. So what I can do, I can simply copy this container because we need the same thing, and now copy this, and after that, what was the another name is login. Okay, I can say the blog or blog post, just for some dummy text. You can say blog post or blog. Now save and do hot reload. See the block, and we are getting the space as well, as because the reason is that we are using the padding inside this container. Okay, so now I can copy it 2 or 3 more time for 4 different item. See, this one is going to be for new post, just add as much you want, and copy one more time, and this one is going to be for registration. Okay, and copy one more time, and this one is going to be for login. Now if I save, then if I hit this reload button, and here we go, we can see the home, blog, new post, and registration and login. So if you want, we can do this. We can add border radius as well as. Okay, so let's add border radius. So before the tag, inside this container, we need to add the decoration contain a box decoration. So we can say box decoration. This one is box decoration, and in here we can write the border radius. So border radius is going to be border radius dot circular. So border radius dot circular, and in here we can say 15.0. okay, and in here we also need to choose the color. Actually, what color we want to choose, I think we can choose color is going to be colors dot, I can say, deep orange. Now if I save and if I do this hot reload, and in here we will be able to see, hopefully we'll be able to see this. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, we got an error here, and that's the reason we are not getting this thing. I think we need to add the colon here. Okay, now we need to save it. Here we can see this here we can see this what I can say, this border radius. Okay, so this is a border radius. So if you need border radius for each and every item, you can simply add it. So simply we can copy this border radius and add all of this thing inside this container. So inside this container, and inside this container, and after this one, and after this one. So now if I save it, and if I do, and if I reload it, and we can see this thing. But the thing is that we are not getting the space. So for getting the space for each and every container, we can add margin. Margin is going to be as inside all, and I can say 10.0, so that I can get much more space. So I am gonna copy this thing and I'm gonna paste it for each and every container, so that we can get the margin. And the thing is that and now we can see this thing. All right, okay, see the space and our home page, our blog, new post, and registration and login. So if you want, you can also add the border property here. So border is going to be border dot border is going to be border, and inside this border we need to add, I think we can add it directly, no need to use it. So border is going to be border dot all, I can say 10.0, and it will give us the error, and the reason is that we need to choose the border style, and it's going to be border style dot solid. Okay, now if I save it and if I run it, then we will be able to see and border, but we are not seeing it just because of I didn't add the height and width of the border. So if I add the height and need to sneeze the, actually we don't need to add border here, it will be looking very bad for this thing. So I'm gonna remove it and just keep it what we did here. So we did here the entire color, background color, and the border radius and all of this thing. So I think that's enough for this part. In our next part we will complete this section. Okay, so for this today is done. Okay, all right, so thank you guys. Hello guys, so welcome back once again. So in our previous part we completed all of this menu bar part, and according to this image now we need to move to complete this thing. Okay, so for doing this, what we need to do, we need to create another container, because all of these three data inside a container, then we need to add another row. Of course this one is a row, this one is another row, and this one is another row item, and inside each and every row we need to add a column, because this item and this item and this item is simultaneously a column. Okay, so let's get started. So this one is our first container. So what I can do, so I think I can minimize it now, so this thing, and minimize it. And actually it's not our main container, it's the second container where we added our data. So this one is our first container, so we can minimize it. And in here, first of all, we need to add a size box so that we can get a space. Space means this space between this menu bar to this data. Okay, so that we can get this space. So I need to add, you can say, new size box, and new size box is going to be, you can say, height is going to be 7.0. it will be good. And after that we need to use our new container. So new container, and inside this container, first of all, we need to add the margin. Margin is going to be as inside all, and add margin 10. I am adding 10 margin 10 for each and every container, so that we can get the same space from all of this side, top, left, and right. Okay, if we look in the menu bar, then we will see the space we getting, that is just because of the for margin 10 that we gave for the first container. Okay, so inside this container, so we need to add 10.0 actually. So inside this container, now we need to define the height of our container. So I would like to choose height, let's say, for 100.0, and for width we need to choose media query of width, because we need the space for the whole size. So media query dot of, so media query dot of, that is the context dot size dot white. Okay, so this is our container and our height, white. And now for the checking, if I add a color, let's see how we can getting to see, and color is going to be this colors dot, I can say, green color. So for adding a color, we need to use this color dot green. Now if I save it and if I refresh it here, hopefully we'll be able to see. Here we go. So in here we can see our this background color. So we are not gonna use this background color, because we need the same design. We need background color for each and every other item. Okay, so that is what we want to go. So I will remove these things, and now in here we need to add a child, and this child will contain a row. Okay, so row is going to be in this row, and row has children of widget, and inside the children of widget we need to divide the row into 3 parts. So for dividing the row into 3 parts, there is a property called expanded. That is the best solution. Okay, so that will be the best solution. So I would like to choose this new expanded. So what does this expanded do? Expanded actually divide a row or column into sequential way. So it contain a flex, so that is the amount of how much we want to give for each and every data. So let's say this one is 1, this one is 1, and this one is 2. If I select for each and every row item 1, then it will automatically take the perfect size, actually take the perfect size for each and every browser item or whatever. Okay, so flex 1, and we need to add here the child, and the child is going to be new container. Okay, and inside this container we need to use this height and the background color. Okay, and then we will add a column here. So expanded child, first of all we need to add color, and first define the height, because this is the important. So this one height is 400, so I would like to choose it 390.0. okay, and we don't need to white here because we are using here flex, so it will automatically select the white. Okay, now after that we need to choose the color, and the color is going to be, you can say, color is going to be colors dot green accent in light blue. What is color it is? I think we can choose the deep orange color, not deep orange. I think indigo is the best color for now, so indigo color. And in here now we need to add our child, and this child is going to be a column of widget, and column is going to be this column, and column has children of widget, that is these children of widget. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that whenever we are working with column and show, we must need to implement the children of widget, and inside this column we need to add these three data. One is image, one is this text, and one is this text. You can add any more item or text, whatever you want, it's up to you actually. Okay, so now we need to import our images here, and in here we need to first of all we need to import some images inside our project. So for adding a image inside a web project is quite different compared to the Flutter mobile application development. So for this, in here you will see an option called web. So in here you need to create a new folder, not new file. So select this web, and in here create a new folder, and this folder you must need to select it assets folder, and remember that make sure that you are writing the same spelling, so assets. Now hit the enter, and inside this asset folder we need to add all of our images. So select the asset and go to your image directory, your image folder, and in here I have some images to work on this project, so I will select some images here and then I will paste it. So inside this asset I need to paste all of these images. See, now you can see the 4 images under this asset folder. If I remove it, cut it, and here you can see the images. Okay, so it's very easy. You will see the web folder here, and inside this web folder create another folder using this icon, and inside this folder just paste your images, whatever you want to add. Okay, now in here we need to add our images. Okay, so for adding images, so try to use a container so that we can design the images very easily. So new container, and this container will contain the first column item, that is the image item. Okay, so inside this container, and we need to select the height, and we can say height 100.0, and select the white as well as 100.0. And now in here we need to add a child that is going to be the image. So new image, and this image contain image keyword, and in here we need to add our asset image, because we will get the images from the asset. So asset name is going to be, and in here this asset image will automatically track the assets file, so we don't need to add this assets file, we just need to add the image name. So we can say it here e.jpg. Now if I save it, and if I do hot reload in here, So here we go. In here we can see our images are here. Okay, but right now we can see the color in the full screen just because of we have only one expanded item, that is this item. Okay, once we will add another item, then the space will collapse. Okay, and the thing is that, and after this container, so in here, so we can add the border radius for our image. So adding a border radius, we need to select the border radius. We need to select the decoration, and decoration contain a box decoration, and this is going to be new box decoration, and this box decoration contain border radius property. So border radius, so this box decoration contain this border radius. So border radius is going to be, this border radius is going to be new border radius, dot circular, and in here we need to add the radius. You can say the 15.0 or whatever you want. So I would like to choose the 15 point. Let's see how it look like now. And if I reload it, now see, we can see the gradient. The thing is that, but still we can't see it correctly, and the reason is that in here we did not define the height and width for our image. So up inside this image directory, we need to add this height and width for our image. So I can say the height is going to be, actually I can choose 150, and in here I can also increase the height of this container is 150. It might be good. So 150 and 150 and 150, and white is going to be 150.0. okay, and in here what we can do, and in here we need to add another property, that is fit, and is going to be box fit dot cover. So this is the important thing, that once we will select this fit box fit dot cover, the image will give us the exactly the same size. Okay, otherwise it will not give us. So as you can see, the image is not good looking. Now if I reload this now, and it might be good now. See, we can see the big image, but we can't see the border radius here. What is the reason behind this? So the reason is that I think we need to remove this height, and if I save it here and if I run it, okay, still it's not working. So why it's not working? And the thing is that, so we divided the height, and inside this image we can't see the box decoration, and the reason is that in here we did a mistake. We can follow the other rule. Since we are using this box decoration inside this border radius using inside the box decoration, so we must need to add our images inside this decoration. So there is a child we need to use, and we need to use this image property, and in here we need to use this decoration image. So inside this decoration image we need to select this image property. Okay, then it will work. Okay, so we need to add the clone here, and so what we can do, we can simply we don't need to use this child here. We can simply, okay, let's remove this thing. We will do it again. So this is our container, and in here we need to use our asset image. So this is going to be our asset image. So inside this asset image we need to add our image name, that is e.jpg, and then we need to add the height, okay, then we need to use the fit is going to be box fit dot cover. So box fit dot cover, okay, and now if I save this, and so since we are not using here any height and width, so we need to define the height and width inside this container. So add height is going to be 150.0 and width is going to be 150.0. now do save, and actually we need to run it. So debug, and now run it. Hopefully this time we will be able to see it. So let me explain it what I did here, what we need to do. So just create a container, and inside this container we need to define the height and width, then we need to add the decoration. So there are a lot of options to add the decoration or box border radius inside the image. So since we are using this decoration, so it quite tricky actually. So we need to use the decoration, and inside the decoration you need to use this box decoration, then need to use the border radius, and this box decoration contain a property that is called image. So this image contain a decoration image, and inside this image we need to use this image directory. Now here we go, and here we can see the border radius is happening, and now if we add some margin for this container, let's say margin is going to be as insert all, and it's going to be say 10.0, and now save and the run it, and here we can see this border radius, we can see this border radius. Okay, but the thing is that it's not rounded properly. I think, can I do it 90 degree 0.0, not 90.0. If I save it and if I run it, and in the time we will be able to see this way. So I don't think we need to use this 90 points, so we can simply add it 25.0 and save it and do reload, and see it quite good. So this is our image, and so this one is our first column item, column data according to this image. So this image, then we need to add our two text, that means another two column item. So this one is our first column item inside this column. So first of all we need to add a white, so new size box, so new sized box, and it's going to be height is going to be 10.0, and after that we need to use another container, so new container, and add margin is going to be as insert all 10.0, and now we need to add the child, and the child is gonna that text, and we can say this what text we're using the dummy text. You can see Lauren if some dollar, so Lauren if some dollar, and we must need to add the style of our child because we need to change the font size and the text. Okay, so this is the thing, we inside this text we need to add the what error we are getting here. Okay, so we are already inside this brace, so we don't need to add another one. So now we can add the style, and style is going to be text style, and this text style is contain the color is going to be colors.white, and the font size is going to be 20.0. so now save and then run it. Now if we run it, now we can see this Lauren if some dollar sign, and we need to add another text according to this image. Okay, so what we can do, so simply we need to add a size box, so new size box, new sized box, and add the height, and height is going to be, I can say 5.0, and after this height we need to add another container for the second item, so new container, and add margin is going to be as insert all on 10.0, then child is going to be the text, new text, and in here we need to add this text, and the text is it is a long established fact, and we can say it is a established fact. Okay, So now in here we need to add another style. So this one is our text, so we need to add the style. Style is going to be text style, and this text style will contain a font size. So this, for this item, I think we need to choose 16.0 because we need the less font size, and the color is going to be the same, and the color is color not white, colors dot white. Now save, and if I hit this button, and here we can see the text. Actually we are getting more space, so I think we don't need to use margin as in set all 10. I think we can use the only property, so that we can define from which side we need to add the margin. So for now we need to margin from only from left, so left and clone. Okay, now it might be work. So we can see this size. Okay, alright, but the font size and the font quality is not same because we are getting the margin from all of these things. Okay, I think we can solve it later. So we are done with this part. So now okay, let me explain it again what we did here. So we created a container, and this container contain a row, and this is the row of data, and in here we need to add multiple items. So let's say 3 items. So I divided it into using the expand, and the flex one is contain the white. So now we added a container and then defined the height and the color, and after that I added a column, and the reason is that these data are adding in a column. So this one and this one. Okay, so we need to use here column. So the first container contain this image. So for adding image we need to define the height, width and margin, and then we are using the decoration for border radius circular, then image, aside image, and box with that cover, then size box for the space, and second container for the second text, and the third container for the third text. Okay, so now we need to use the same things twice. Okay, so this is our first expanded here. So from here we need to copy this expanded here. So this is the expanded. Okay, so need to copy this expanded, and after this expanded need to paste it one more time. So paste it here and do save, and if I do reload here, hopefully we'll be able to see two images here. Here we can see the two images, but right now we cannot see any changes. The reason is that I didn't change the color. So for changing the color, so this one is our second expanded, and before this second expanded I think we need to add a size box to create the space. So new size box. So new size box is going to be wide is going to be 10.0. okay, so 10.0, and in here we need to change the color to purple color, then save. And if I reload these things, hopefully we will be able to see this thing. So here we can see the item. See, right now we added the two row item. So we selected the flex 1 and 1. That's why we are getting the accurate size. We are getting the and if I reload this thing, if I add this thing, then still we will be able to see it responsive. The reason is that we are using this flex. So hope you understand that what does this expanded and the flex do. Okay, and after this expanded, if I added another expanded, let's say this one, this another expanded, and also add a size box here. So we can copy the size box from here, and then I can paste it here, and after this size box, and change the color to, I think I can choose the brown color, and do save and do reload. And here we can see now this 3 item is the similar item, the size is similar. See, the white is similar, but we didn't mention the white, and just because of this expanded and flex we are getting this thing. So let's say you want to add this one higher, I mean white is much bigger compared to, then just select 2, then flex 2 and then reload it, and in here you will be see this one is quite bigger compared to this 2 one. So this is how this expanded and flex works. So for now we need the one thing. Okay, so now another thing is that we need to solve, and this is now if I reload this, and in here we can see all of the column data are started in the middle, so we need to start it from the left side. So inside this column, since all of the data are inside this column, then we need to use this property. We can say cross axis alignment dot start, so that our data can start from the left side. And if I save it and if I reload it here, and now we can see the text is started from the left side. Okay, I think we don't need to add it left side. I think at the middle is good enough, so just remove it, just leave it, or I can use the center so that it can get the perfect place. So save it and do hot reload, and see it's in center. And for this two, I think you can simply copy it and paste it this column as well as this column, and for this expanded and this column, and do save. And if I do hot reload, now in here we can see we are almost done. Okay, so this is what we done in this part. So we forget to do one thing, just change the images. Okay, we have many images in our file, so go to this file and see E and G. So this one is our first and this one is our second, so I can say then G and then the A's, and save and do the hot reload. Hopefully we'll be able to see the difference. See, we can see the different image. Okay, it's quite good. All right, so now I think that's it for this part. We will continue it from our next part. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back once again. So in our previous part we completed these two container, and in this part I'm gonna show you how can we add this part. Okay, and here you can see our team, and we need to add this list for horizontal list view so that we can scroll it horizontally. Okay, so how can we do this? So for doing this, first of all go here and we need to create another container. So this one is our second container, so I'm gonna minimize it. And after this container, in here we need to add, after this container we need to add another container. So I think we need to minimize it so that we can work it here. So first of all add a size box so that we can get some space. So add new size box. So new size box, and height is going to be 10.0. so size box height is going to 10.0, and in here we need to use a new container, and this container is going to be our team container. So first of all add the margin is going to be as insert all. So margin as insert all 10.0, and after this margin we need to define the height of our container. So say height 400, and white is going to be media query dot of, that is the context dot size dot white. Okay, so now we are ready to go. And after this, in here we need to add a child, and inside the child, as I said that this one is going to be our this one is going to be our horizontal list item. Okay, and in here we have our team text. So first of all we need to define a column. So this one will be our first column item and this one is gonna our second column item. Okay, so add the child is going to be new column. Okay, so we can say new column, and column has the children of widget, and inside this children of widget, first of all we need to add our another container for our team text. So container, and add the semicolon and add decoration actually. So define the height you can say 50.0, and white is going to be 50.0. now need to add the decoration is going to be new box decoration, new box decoration. Decoration is going to be new box decoration, and inside this box decoration we need to add the border radius, and border radius is going to be border radius dot circular, border radius dot circular, and I can say let's say 15.0. and after that what we need to do here, we need to choose the color, and the color is gonna I can choose the colors dot brown color. Okay, and now inside this container we need to add our child for our text. Child is going to be new text, and I can say this, you can say our team. Okay, now we need to change the text size and the color, and going to be, so this one is our team, and in here we need to add the style. What's wrong with this? So our team child is going to be new text, and in here we need to add the style. I'm sorry, not, it should be style, and style contain a text style, and inside this text style we need to add our font size. Say font size is 18.0, and color is going to be colors dot white. Now if I do save, then we need to refresh it, and in here we can see this thing is happening here because we selected the white is very small size 50. So let's remove this white and as well as add air padding so that we can get a space. So add padding is going to be as insert all, and it's going to be 10 point, not 10 actually, say 7.0. now save. All right, so now we can see this our team text. This is this text. Okay, so now we need to implement this horizontal list view. So this one is our first container that contain our team text. Okay, so this contain our team text, and after that we need to add another container, and this container will contain this one, I mean this one. Okay, so I think that's it for this part. We will continue. Hello guys, welcome back once again. So in our previous part we completed this our team text and all of these things. Now in this part I'm going to show you how can we add this and how can we do it horizontal scroll. Okay, so as you can see, this one is our container for this text, and after this container we need to add another container so that we can do this thing. And as I can say here, I think I need to increase the height of this whole container. Say it's 500. Okay, 500. All that we will change it. So after this container, in here first of all we need to add the size box. So new size box, and say height is going to be 10.0, and after this height, in here we need to add another container, and this container contain, so add margin as insert all, and I can say 10.0, and after this margin, in here we need to define the height. So let's say height is going to be 350.0, and width is going to be 200.0, and define the color is going to be I'm sorry, actually we don't need to define the white here because we need to add the whole white. So no need to add the white also here, color also here, because this don't contain the any background color. Okay, so after this we need to add the child, and this child will contain a list view. So list view, and inside the list view we need to add the children of widget. Okay, so container, list view, and the children of widget, and inside the children of widget, each and every item will contain this data, one image, two text, and this thing. So for doing this, what can we do? We need to define a new container, and the container is going to be what we can say, and the container, we can define the height of this container. Okay, so define the height is going to be 350.0, and also we need to define the width for this container, and width is going to, we can say, 250.0, and in here we need to select the color is going to be this colors dot, we can say, green color. So now do save, and if I do hot reload here, and what we will see, and see, I can see the color is this way. The reason is that if I change it to black, and I will see the black. See the black color, and right now I am seeing the full screen because I didn't define the white here, and this is the main part of this container. Okay, so I think in here we need to define the white so that we can see the exact how much white we want to say maybe the whole screen is 12, so 1250.0. now do save, and if I reload it, and see, this one will be our full item. So now in here we need to add our images. So this one is our container, and now in here we need to add a child, and this child will contain a column. So new column, and column contain a children of widget, and in here we need to add the images, then we need to add the text. So define a container, and this container add margin is going to be as insert all is going to be 10.0, and decoration is going to be new box decoration, and inside this box decoration we need to add the border radius is going to be border radius dot circular is going to be 15.0, and after that, and inside this border radius, what we need to do, then we need to add the image, and image is going to be new decoration image, and this decoration image contain another image, and that is going to be the asset image. and that is going to this asset image, and in here we need to add the image directory jpg, and don't forget to add the feed.boxspeed.cover. So feed.boxspeed.cover, and in here, so this one is our first container. So in here we need to define our height and width for our image. So let's say 150.0 width, and height and width is going to be the same, 150.0. Now do save, and if I run it here, and in here, now here we can see the images here. Okay, so this is the image here, and we can see the round shadow. So as you can see that we added our first column item inside this column, and we need another item. So now as you can see, we can see the images. Now we need text and to text according to this image. Okay, so once you will add, okay, so for doing this we need to add, so this one is our container, first container inside this column, and after this container add a column and add a size box. So new size box, and height is going to be 6.0, and add another container. So new container is going to be, okay, add margin is going to be as inset all, I can say 4.0, and the text is going to be, child is going to be new text, and I can say the Lauren is some dollar, just a dummy text, and choose the style, and style is going to be text style, and inside this text style we need to choose the color, and color is going to be, I think I can break it in the second line, and color is going to be colors.white, and in here we need to use the font size. Font size is going to be 20.0. okay, now save, and if I refresh it here, and in here we will be able to see this text, see the Lauren is a dollar sign, and we need another text, so I can simply copy it here. So simply copy it. So, and this one is going to be our second text, and our second text is, it is a long established fact, so I can add the same text. Then it is a long established fact. Okay, for this we don't need to add the font size 20, I think I can choose 15. Okay, this one will be good. So Control S, and then if I refresh it, I will see these two texts, it's established and Lauren is some dollar signs. Okay, oh, I did a mistake, I selected 25, so need to select 15. And to refresh it here, now we can see. So now we are ready to go. So this one is our first item. So in our next part we will add some other part. Okay, so I think that's enough for this part. We'll continue it from our next part. Thank you. Hello guys, so welcome back once again. So in our previous part we added this horizontal list item. Now in this part we need to add this multiple item. We just need to copy and paste it, and then we need to change it to horizontal way. So this one is our, so which one is our main concept? So our team, and after this team we are adding this. So inside the list view, so this one is our first container, and this container contain this black part. So we need to copy this whole container because we need same design for other container as well. And before that we need to add our list view horizontal. So after this list view, in here we need to add the scroll direction and then axis dot horizontal. So and then we need to copy this container because we need same design. So this container, so this container is our container that contain this whole data, okay. So we need to copy this because we need same design. And inside, after this container, in here need to add new sized box, and then need to add the width is going to be 10.0, and in here I am gonna paste this, and in here I'm gonna paste this one. So now save, and now if I refresh it, then here we can see our second post item, and you can see the same item, same text, just need to change the color. So I can change the color. So this one is our main container, and change this black to brown, and as well as change the images. So we have many images, so but I would like to add some other images here. Okay, in here I would like to add some menu images actually. So you can choose these 3 images and drag it here and paste inside this asset. Okay, so this FFE and PR, FFE and PR. Okay, so now change the images to FF. Actually, let's change it to EE, and the first one also change it to FR. Okay, so now we need to copy this. Now if I save this and if I refresh it, then what we will see this different image, but I can't see these images, and why this is happening. FF. So I think we did a mistake here. There is no image called FR, that is called FF, not FR actually, FF. So save, and then if I do hot reload, then we can see the images. Okay, so now let's do one thing, add few more images, few more container. So this one is our main container, so I'm gonna copy it, include this size box. Okay, so just copy each and every container and paste it here, and we are done, and add few couple of time so that we can do so that we can see the horizontal scroll view. And now do hot reload, and in here we can see this is the data, and if I do, and we can see this scroll view is working. And you can change your images and whatever you wanted to change. Okay, so this is all about for this part, and let's give a try. Let's change some images. So this one is image, and I can choose this ace and choose this FF, and I think I can add this image also, this PR. Okay, so there is also a PR, so we can use this PR here. So add this PR image, and also change the brown color to some other color, some random color. So green, change it to orange color, and some color should be indigo color. Actually whatever color you want to choose, and change it to PR. I'm just adding some random images and icon. You can choose whatever you want, red accent, and for image select the PR. Okay, so now if I then we will be able to see we can scroll it vertically, and also we can scroll it horizontally. See the different image size and different color. See, we can do this. Okay, and the black one and the white one. So I think we need to change it for the upper side. So we can change it to, so this one is our first one, and after this first one, this one is gonna our second one, and change it to okay, brown is good. So after this brown, this is one we need to change. So you can change it to green and change the images to PR, and for this one change the images to EE, or this and this here we need to change it to indigo, and change the color brown to red, change the color to PR, and change the color to what color you can choose deep orange, and in here change it to FF. Hope you understand it. Now save it. Now if I reload this, we will be able to see this here. So now see, we can see it here. See the different color, the images are different, and we can scroll it horizontally. So this is what I wanted to show you in this part, and in our next part we will move for our this option. Okay, this is the read more option and this option. So today we are done for this part. We will move to our second part. See, and we can scroll it vertically, and as well as we can scroll it horizontally. See, so hope you learned that if I do it, minimize it, then still we can see this thing. So it's totally responsible, guys. Okay, so this is the very easy process to build a web application using Flutter. So we are almost done for this part. So hope you understand it. Thank you so much. Hello guys, so welcome back once again. So in our previous part we completed this our team option, okay, where we were scrolling our team member using horizontal list view, okay, and in our previous part we completed this section and this menu bar section. Now in this part I'm gonna show you how can we do this option, this latest post feature, like these images, this text, the date, and this read more option. So for doing this, what we need to do, we need to create another container, and then we need to define, first of all we need to define this one, and then all of this list of item. That means we first of time we need to set a container, and after that we need to use column so that we can add this latest post, and then this one. Okay, so let's get started. So this is our int of this container, that means this container, that means this container int, and after that we need to add this thing. So in here, first of all I would like to add a new size box. Okay, so for doing this to use new size box, and height is going to be, and what I can say, height is going to be, you can say 10.0. Okay, why we're getting the 0? And now it's working. So after this container, what we need to do, we need to add a new container. So new container, and this container, first of all we need to add margin. Okay, so margin, so add the margin. So margin is going to be as inset all, and I would like to select 10 because all of our previous container we used margin 10. Now we need to define the height and width. So height is going to be media query, so not actually media query, we can say, let's say 600.0, we will change it later. And width is going to be media query dot of context dot size dot width. Okay, so that it can take the full width. Okay, full screen width. Okay, now let's save this project. Now if I run this, hopefully we'll be able to see some space at the end of this section. so that we can scroll it. See, we can see this is scroll, and this is just because of the height is 600. Okay, and after this height we need to add the child, and the child is going to be a column. So new column, and column is, and as I said that whenever we will add the column we need to add the children. So add children of widget. Okay, so after this children of widget we need to add two column item. First one is this latest post, and then this one. Okay, so define a container. So new container, and in here need to add the margin. So margin is going to be as insert all is going to be 10.0, and then add the child. So first of all need to add the decoration. So decoration is going to be new box decoration, new box decoration, and inside this box decoration, what we need to do, we need to add the border radius. So going to be border radius, and border radius is going to be border radius dot circular, and select it 15.0, and we need to choose the color of the border radius, and color is going to be colors dot, what I can say the purple color, I can say the deep purple. Okay, now we need to define the height and weight, and as well as we need to define the text. I think if we select the text we will be able to see it. So let's first select the text. The child is going to be new text, and we can say latest post, and in here we also need to add the style of our text. Style is going to be text style, and then change the font size, and say font size is going to be 18.0, and color is going to be colors dot white. Okay, so first save it and then run it. Let's see what can we see, and refresh the browser. And if I refresh the browser, in here we will be able to see this latest post, but it's not looking good. And the thing is that we didn't mention the height and weight. So instead of height and weight, I think it will be better if I select here the padding. Okay, so padding is going to be as insert all 10.0, and save, and now refresh it, and now see it quite good. Now we need to add this post in the left side according to this image, but it's in the middle. So how can we solve this? So all of this container will add inside this column. Okay, so this column. Okay, so this column has a property called cross axis alignment, and cross axis alignment dot start. Okay, now save it and then run it. And now we can see this latest post option. Okay, I think I gave a huge space from this container to this container. So using this size box, I think I need to remove it to 10 to select 5. Okay, now if I refresh it, then I think, yeah, it's quite good. Okay, fine, no problem actually. So now we need to add this thing here. Okay, so how can we add it? So as I said that this is our main container. That container contains the whole data, and inside this container I added a column so that we can add two column item. One is this one, and another column item this one. Okay, and this one will also be a list. So for doing this, so this is our column, inside the column this one is our first column that contains this latest post, and after that we need to add another container, and this container will contain the whole list of data. So add size box first so that we can get some space. So new size box, and add the height, and I can say height, what I can say, height 7.0, add a comma, and now add the new container. So new container. So new container, I think we need to add the margin so that we can get few space. So as insert all, and it's going to be 10.0. And after that margin, we need to define this thing, like, you know, what can we do? We can in here, so if we have the multiple list item, then we need to do a scroll. So we need to use here the list view so that we can do the scroll. So for doing this, first of all, we need to add the child, and the child is going to be new list view, or we can do it in two way actually. So this is our main container, and in container we can also implement the list view, but don't need to do this, we can do it here. So new list view, so new list view, and this list view contain a children of widget. Okay, so inside this children of widget, we need to define a container, and each and every container will have a row, and this one contain this whole data. Okay, so new container. Okay, so new container, and it in here, and in here what we can say, in here what we can say, we can say that child, and child is going to be new row, row is going to be row has children of widget. Okay, so why I am using here row, and the reason is that in here, if we look at in this image, we have a image, then we have a text, then we have this date, then we have this read more. So that I am using the row so that we can divide it in two row. So this one is this row, and this one is another row item, but in here we also need to use the column. So this one is first column item, then second column item, then the. Okay, so how can we do this right now? For doing this, so this one is our first container that will contain this whole field. Okay, and inside this we need to add we added a row, and now I am gonna add here new expanded. As you already know that we need to use the expanded so that we can divide our row. So expanded, select the flex, I think 2 will be good, and before that we need to select the height of our container. So select the height, and height I can say 200.0 will be good. After this expanded, we need to add a child, and child is going to be, and the child will going to be a image. So new image, and image contain a image, and this image is going to be asset image, asset image, and inside this asset image we need to add our asset name as image name. So this is our asset image name. So let's say at the g.jpg. Okay, then we need to add the property called fit, and fit is going to be box fit dot cover. Okay, we don't need to define the width in this image because we are using the flex, so it will automatically take the distance. So if I save this, and now if I run it, now I will see the image will in the whole screen because we have added only one expanded item. So I need to reload it. Okay, we got an error, and the reason is that we selected the height of this container, but we did not define the height of this container. Okay, so this is the important things, we need to define the height of this container. Okay, because we are adding all of this data inside this container. So select the height, and height let's say 800.0. now save, and now if I refresh it, and here we can see the images, that is the whole screen, but we got some error here, and the reason is that we didn't define the exact size here. Okay, so now we can scroll it, okay, Right now we can see the whole image because we added only one expanded here. And this is our only one expanded data. Once we will add another expanded, then we will be able to see this thing. So we added this one 800, but we added this one 600. So if I added it the 800, then if I save it and if I run it, then hopefully we will be able to see it here. Okay, now see. Okay, it's fine, almost good. But why we are getting this error here? Bottom over. Okay, padding, insert all, then this is the container, and the list view container is height 200, and this one is our first container. Okay, so this one is our container, and this one is our this container that has a wide height 800. Can I add it to 180? And now if I save it, just for checking if this problem is happening for the space. Okay, yeah, so the problem was only for the height. Okay, now see it working. Okay, all right, now we can see the images. So our problem is fixed. We can reduce the height later. I think select it to 12, it will be good. And now if I refresh it, we will be able to see some less height. Okay, it's good. Now after that we will add another expanded where we will add this thing. So we need to define expanded, then we need to define a container, then we need to define the column. Okay, so this one is our main container. Okay, and after that this one is our container where we are getting all of this latest post, and after this we have another container, and this container has another content list view, and this one has this container, and this container is for what I can say, this container is for, and this container is for our each and every item data. Okay, so I think in here I can comment out here the container, this container is for item data. Okay, so I can copy this comment here, and at the int of this container I think I need to add it so that we can understand it. Int. Okay, so that now next time each and every time we need to copy this container. Okay, one again. So this one is our first expanded where we added the images, and after that we need to add another expanded, and it's going to be new. And before that it will be good if we can add a size box so that we can get some space. So new size box, new size box is going to be wide, is going to be 10.0, and new container, so new container is going to be, and in here as we can see the post. Okay, column by column, column item 1, column item 2, and column item 3. So in here we need to define, we did a mistake, not container, we need to define the expanded here. So expanded here, and in here we need to define the flex. Flex is going to be, I think, say 3, and then child, and this child is going to be new container, and inside this container we need to add a child, and the child is gonna be our column. Okay, and column has children of widget, and inside this children of widget what we need to do, we need to add all of our data. So our one data is our text, then our date, and then our read more option. Okay, so let's get started here. So first one is going to be our text. Okay, so new text, and in here we need to add some dummy text. Okay, and before that we need to add the style. So style is going to be text style, and inside this text style we need to add the color. Color is going to be colors dot white, then font size is going to be, I can say, 20.0. okay, this is our first text, and so Now go to this Lauren is some website. This is the dummy website where we can collect the text, dummy text. So I'm gonna copy some dummy text here and copy it here and then paste it here, and then if I save it here, now if I refresh this page, hopefully we'll be able to see the text, but I'm sure it will not be well organized, so we might need to change the style. So here we can see the text, because the reason is that in here we did a mistake. We select the color white and the background color is also white, so that's why I can see it. So now change it to black and now refresh it and the text. So now as you can see that we can see the text and the images, but we did a mistake here. According to this image, we need to add we need to use this card view, so we didn't use it. So let's get started to add the card view. So this is our container and this is our images and this is our row and this is our container. So after this container, it will be good, or we can directly wrap this container into a card view. So click inside this container, that is our main container for our each and every row. Okay, and then click this bulb, and in here we will be able to see what we can say, wrap with new widget, and the widget will be, and add it here, and this widget is going to be the card. Okay, I can add here new card. Okay, now if I add the elevation, so elevation is going to be say 10.0. now save, and if I refresh it, we will be able to see the card. And in here we can see the card. See the card, our data inside the card, but we can see the images take the lot of spaces. So for this expanded that we take images 2, I think it need to change it to 1, and for this container there is a text, it should text the 3, so it will be good. Now hit this, now refresh it. Now if I refresh it, and now I think it's looking pretty good. See our this text and this image and this text. I think that's it for this part. We will continue it from our next part, and next part we will add these two fields. Okay, and thank you for watching. Hello guys, so welcome back once again. So in our previous part we completed these images and this text part, and in this part we need to add this another two row item, then this field. Okay, so let's get started. So in here, after this text, we need to add a new size box. So new sized box is going to be height, you can say height 6.0, so that we can get some space. And after this size box, need to add another text, and text is going to be this text, and I can say that 23 5, we can say this way, so May 23 2019. And now in here we need to add the style, and style is going to be this text style, and text style contain a, and need to add the font size, but the font size should be very less, like 14.0, and change the color, and color is going to be colors.black. now save. Now if I refresh it, then we will be able to see this thing. And now we can see our data, our second item, but it is in the middle, and the reason is that we did not define, we did not set the column that where it should start the data. So go to this column, and in here need to add this cross axis alignment, and this cross axis alignment dot start. So it always by default started from the center. So now if I refresh it, now we will be able to see this thing. and see the text. I think we need to add some space, more space. Let add height 10 and change the color black to, I think it will be good if I can change the brown color, not brown color actually, purple color, maybe it was purple color, and refresh it. And see it looking good. So May 23, 2019. And now we need to add another button. So for doing this, after this text, add a comma and add a new size box so that we can get a space. So new size box, and height is going to be, you can say 8.0, and after that add comma, then add a container. So new container. I am adding a container because for this button we need to add this border radius. Okay, so that's why we need to add a container so that we can add the border radius very easily, because container has a property called decoration, and this decoration contain a box decoration. The new box decoration, and inside this box decoration we can add this border radius. Border radius is going to be new border radius dot circular, and in here we need to add, you can say 15.0, and after that we need to add the color, and color is going to be colors dot, we can say the deep purple. Okay, choose the deep purple color and add a padding. Padding is going to be as inside all and going to be 9.0, and after this container we can add this child, and child is going to be new text, and we can say here read more. Okay, and for this text I think we need to add some style, like change the text color. So in here we need to add the style, and style is going to be text style. Text style is going to be the font size, and font size is going to be 16.0, and the color is going, I'm sorry, 0, and the color is going to be colors dot white color. Okay, now if I do save and if I do reload here in the browser, hopefully we'll be able to see our read more button, and here we go. So now we can see our read more. Okay, now we can see our read more and we can see our image. I think it might be good like this one if we can add few more space. So instead of 8, select 11.0. now we're safe, and now I add refresh it, and in here we will be able to see this thing. See this read more. Okay, so now add to one thing, add copy it and add few more times so that we can see 2 or 3 posts here. It will be good. So in here inside this card, see we add the comment this contains per item. That means this card contain this whole item data, okay, so we need to copy this card. So this is our card, main card in this container for first item. So after in here, first of all we need to add a size box. So new sized box, and we can say the height, and height is going to be, we can say 10.0, and after this height 10.0 we need to paste it. Okay, so this is our int card. So from here we need to copy this till this card. Okay, till this option, copy it including the comment so that we can show the comment for the next part. And I can comment out here second post. Now paste it here. So this one is our second post. Now save. Now if I refresh it, and here we can see our second post, and if I add another size box here for third post, a new sized box, say height is going to be 10.0, add comma and paste it here. Okay, now you can comment out here int of item. I think g item is good. Now change the images here, so change it g to e, and then for this one change it g to ace, and save, and then refresh it. So here we go. So I think this is the post here, so you can see the 3 posts here. Okay, so this is the latest post, and in here we can see this 3 post, and this read more, and this read more option. It's very good, guys. Now we can scroll it horizontally, we can scroll it horizontally. See, we can scroll it horizontally, and now this data. So our application is almost done, and I think we need to reduce the height. Okay, we can minimize it this way, no need to show it. Okay, and for this cart minimize it, and for this container is the whole data of our container, and we added this in here, this 1200. I think instead of 1200 it will be good if we can add it to 900. Okay, so let's say if it can match our size, including our all of this height. Okay, it's fine. Okay, now see it done. Okay, so it's totally fine, guys. So here you can see we added our menu bar, we added our these 2 option, then this team, then these things, and then our latest post feature, and this read more feature. Okay, so I think that's it for this part. Hello guys, welcome back once again. So in our previous part we almost completed all of this basic feature. Now in this part let's do one thing, add a footer of this application, because as we know that each and every website has a footer. So try to add a basic feature here. So after this container, that means all of this container, that is latest post container, and this is this container, and in here we need to add another container. So for doing this, first of all we need to add a new size box, new sized box, and height is going to be, you can say 10.0, and after this height in here I'm gonna add a new container. Okay, so we need to add the semicolon, so new container, and inside this, so new container, and inside this container we need to add the height, and say height, what can I say 400.0, add margin, and margin is going to be as in set all, and we can say 10.0. okay, after this margin we need to add a color, so color is going to be colors dot black color. We can say this black 45 color. Now if I run this, in here refresh it, hopefully we will be able to see our footer, and here we can see this is our footer. I think in here we don't need to use the size box height 10, so reduce this to 1, because we already have some space from this top container. Okay, so this one is going to be our container. Inside this container we will divide it into 3 parts. Okay, one is for category, one is for post, and one is for like 2 category. Okay, or let's change the color black 45 to black 12, so that we can get some deep black color. Now if I refresh it, no, it's much more white, so select normal black, it will be good. Now save, now refresh it, and once I will refresh it I will be able to see this black. Okay, so now let's get started. So in here, first of all we need to define it, we need to divide it into a row. So add the child, and child is going to be new row. and row will contain a children of widget, and in here we need to divide it into using the new expanded. So new expanded, and expanded had the flex, and flex is going to be 1, and add a child is going to be new container, and inside this container we need to add a children of widget. Okay, this is the container, and inside this container we need to add a new column. So new column, and column has children of widget, and inside the children of widget we need to use the row name, we need to use the column item. So we can say the, what we can say actually, we can say the new text, and we can simply say the social media. Okay, so say the social media, and after this social media, in here we need to add a style, and style is going to be text style, and add text style, and font size is going to be 20.0, and color is going to be colors.white, and colors.white. Now if I save it and if I refresh it, then I will be able to see this and see this social media. Okay, but it started in the middle just because we didn't define the height and weight. And before moving to the deep dive, so add in here a margin. So margin is going to be as insert all, say 20.0, say 20.0. all right, now save, and if I refresh it, now I think we will be able to see some space. Now this one is going to be our first item data, and inside this column we are adding some text. Okay, so what I can do, I can add this text for a couple of times. So copy this, and before copying this, I think we need to add a padding here. Okay, so add padding as insert all 10 dp, so that we can get each and every time a padding. We don't need to use the size box here. So copy it here and paste it here, and change it to, you can say, instead of social media, now say Facebook. Okay, now copy it one more time, Ctrl C, and after that paste here, and I can say the Instagram. Okay, now if I save it and if I refresh it, then we will be able to see this thing, this social media, this Facebook, and this Instagram. Okay, now this one is for our first expanded, so we need to add few more expanded. Okay, so this is our int of the first expanded, and after this expanded I would like to add a new size box so that we can get a space. So new new sized box, and wide is going to be, let's say, 20.0. and now copy this size box here and copy this expanded here. Now paste it here and add one more time. Now if I save it, then we will be able to see 3 column here. Here we can see these 3 column. So this is our footer section. Okay, and now if I minimize it, then we will be able to see this is responsive. Okay, this is responsive, and this is also the responsive thing. All right, so this is all about this project, guys. Okay, you can add a lot of things in your footer if you want. I am just showing you how to add these things. Once you will build real project, then you need to work on your requirement, what requirement you will get from your clients or whatever you will build, then you need to add your, but the basic thing is this way you need to define it. Okay, so I think that's it, and that's the end of this project. I hope you enjoy this course. Thank you so much.